And it's a very good afternoon and welcome here to Sydney University Oval number 1 for this, the AFL Sydney round 15 clash between the Sydney University students and the Manly Warringah Giants. It should be a great contest out here at Sydney University. Beautiful weather this afternoon, not a cloud in the sky, and it's nice and warm. We're starting to get that feeling of finals for 2015. And these two teams are two teams which will feature in that final series. The final 5 for 2015 all but decided, and they're just playing out for spots at the moment, even though it does even look like that the spots are almost set as well. Have a look at the ladder. You can see there East Coast on top. There are 2 games, or a game and a half clear of Pennant Hills, and that will be difficult for them to peg back. Manly Warringah sitting in 3rd, and Sydney St George in 4th. Sydney Uni rounding out that top 5. But a long way off the pace to jump up into that second chance bracket. And today will just be a little test of how these two sides will meet up if they were to meet up in the finals for 2015. We'll take a look at the Sydney University side as they were named on Friday afternoon. And there has been a couple of changes to that side, which we will get to through the afternoon. But a good-looking side in for Sydney University, and they should be ready and set for this afternoon's clash. The Manly Warringah Giants, on the other hand, they've had a couple of changes as well. You can see in there Pedersen named on the bench. He will not take his spot this afternoon, still suffering a little bit of problems with the cartilage in the ribs. So Manly Warringah are happy to just let him work on that away from the football field and get himself set for finals action. We'll take a look at the games being played this week in the AFL Sydney competition. It's round 15, as we said. Sydney University, Manly Warringah here at Sydney Uni number 1. St George take on Pennant Hills out there at Olds Park. That should be a good contest as well. North Shore haven't had the best of seasons in 2015. They take on the UTS Bats over there at home at Gore Hill Oval. The Bulldogs, who have just got the 1 win for the season, well, they take on the ladder leaders in the East Coast Eagles, and you can expect the Eagles to come away from that with 4 points. In Western Suburbs, well, they have the bye in round 15 to round out the week's games. Almost set here at Sydney University. It's Old Boys Day at Sydney Uni, and we've just seen prior to this game a number of the old boys running around trying to relive some old glory. And it was quite entertaining to watch. They'll be staying with us this afternoon, so you can expect to hear some friendly banter from downstairs in on the balcony. 2 teams out early this afternoon. As we said, just the old boys game prior to this, so no reserve grade in the lead up. A big day here for Sydney University, with a number of teams competing here at Sydney Uni, and also their Neefle side over at Henson Park, who look like they have a pretty commanding lead over Aspley in that game this afternoon. The umpires are broken from the middle. We are just about set to get this one underway. The umpires this afternoon in the yellow, it's Aidan Kiddle, Carl Fletcher and Jackson Day officiating this one here at Sydney Uni. Both sides have formed the huddle at the respective ends of the ground. And as we said, it's round 15 here in the AFL Sydney, the BLK AFL Sydney competition. And just a few weeks to go until we get into the all-important finals series. And it should be a cracking final series at that. Expect to see Braden Fowler, Paula Smith. They'll be waxing lyrical again up forward for the Giants. Fowler was a little off last time we saw him out there at Weldon Oval. He'll be looking to get some touch back. Very dry, dusty ground here at Sydney Uni. Obviously sees a lot of rugby action at other times throughout the season, and suffers a little bit through the wicket, centre wicket area. Crockmore going in the ruck for Sydney Uni. A lot of height in there as it stands. We're all set, ready to go. And umpire holds the ball off. Round 15, BLK AFL Sydney season. It's the Students versus Manly Warringah. And we're underway here at Sydney University. Rockman with a good leap on him, just can't get a touch on the football. So Sydney Uni do the first attacking. Coming through there was Osborne. Got the handball feeding out. And they're under a bit of pressure coming out of their back line, but they seem to have worked it out. Good handball from Crockmale back inside. Now with Roberts. Goes forward and a good lead, good mark, and the mark's taken from Vella. Wants to move the ball quickly, probably in striking distance from there. Goes short and found, I think it's Elkington, it is. And he will have the first shot on goal. A good passage of play from the back line for Sydney University. And Elkington has a chance to put the first on the board for the Students. They worked their way back through the back line, but found some space going forward. Tough kick from here. If anything, the wind is probably blowing into Elkington's face. Clicks from right on 50, puts it up top of the square. No one really at home. There is a claim from a grab there from Brain, but there's plenty of hands in it. Now the Giants looking to get it out of the defensive half. Sits up for Brain. Goes over the top. Handball intended for Batten. Didn't quite make it. And getting it away is Carter off the left boot, but they've turned it over. Coming through, Potts splits the tackles. Top of the square. Who's home for the Giants? It's Ben Bow back there to take a relieving mark. Goes short. Not a great kick. Didn't quite hit the target. Puts Carter under pressure. They go by hand. The turnover comes. Crockmale quickly on the right boot. And once again, nobody home. And plenty of space out the near side for the Giants to run. Now with the captain, Robertson. He goes long down this near side. One-on-one contest. Trying to knock it back there was Pyle. And it eventually goes over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in. So it'll be Pyle and Crockmole to go at it. The Giants and the Students respectively. Students with the extra number at the contest. Crockmole gets the front position. Tries to bring it down, but it's all Giants. Under pressure. And taken out was McCaffrey. And we'll have another boundary throw in. Not a huge crowd in this afternoon. The old boys will be showering up and no doubt lubricating the tonsils very soon, and we could expect some fun and frivolity from the deck here at Sydney Uni as the Giants go forward inside 50 for the first time. Fowler unable to take the mark under pressure. Weir, and now they kick it inside. Fowler. This is Fowler now, working it by hand, trying to work it to his advantage. It eventually goes over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in. Inside 50 for the Giants. Brain to go into the ruck up against Crockmale. They just try and bring it down to the front. And the ball there was Monty Crockmale. Of course, Spencer Crockmale in the ruck, wearing the 48. He goes up against Polar Smith, so they're just rotating ruckman against Crockmale. Trying to get the handball out there was Brain. Tackle applied. It's Roberts who brought the player down. The umpire says, I'll have it. And we'll have a ball up. About 20 metres out from goal. Giants end of the ground. No real designated ruckman on that occasion. They all went for it. Trying to get out there was Clark. Couldn't quite do so. Could have been in the back. Umpire says play on. A lot of hands in the air. Plenty of umpires out there at the moment. And eventually the man in yellow comes in. Lime green as it is. And says, I'll sort this out. Carl Fletcher, the umpire. Crockmile up against two. Fowler and Polar Smith. So the forwards linking up well, but this time in the ruck. And ball goes up again. Polar Smith goes with the big fist. Plenty of numbers around the ball. Eventually it comes out. Mark unable to be taken, but some good hands at ground level there from Vella. Tackled and didn't quite get contact. And it'll be a free kick awarded to James Brain for the tackle. And he will have a shot on goal now for the Giants. And this for the first score of the game. A kick from right on about 45. We have to see here at Sydney Uni at times, the 50-metre arc, meeting the points of the square. He comes in now, the kick looks good, it's online, the Giants have the first on the board. It's a good tackle. Vella did well to pick the ball up at ground level. Just see here, but the tackle was good, and Brain puts the first on the board for the Giants. Back in the centre of the ground. Brought down Crockmall again, trying to bring it to the back of the pack. There's a free kick off the ball. It's going to go to the Giants. High contact was the call. And it's interesting. Moving it forward, and a good mark, good lead taken. Sanderson goes inside. The kick had to be on target. It sort of was. McCaffrey spins around on the left, going upstairs, big fist, and rushed through for just the minor score. Well read there by, I think it's Sam Slate. Goes short. Swartz has to come near side. They present. The kick not great. Found the only Manly Warringah Giant within a ring, and it's the captain, Robertson. Probably just on the edge of his limit. He's going to go back and have a go. Kick out of defence from the students wasn't great, to say the least. Robertson comes in, kicks from about 55, doesn't get the distance, and the turnover comes. A good mark taken by Spencer Crockmall. Wants to move it quickly. The kick just slews off the boot, but it gets to its target, and a good mark taken by Monty Crockmall. So the brothers linking up well. They go back central, good kick, and now they've got a bit of a run. Big hit on Campbell. Just rode the bump and they worked it well through. Fife, too far out, puts it up, and the mark taken back there. And the Giants just relieve a little bit of pressure. Now with a bit of space to run is Weir. Hands off. Has to be on target, and it is. Good kick. Found Max Carter. Carter on the wing. Just pops it up. Could have been holding there on Polar Smith. Umpire didn't see it. And coming back, taking the mark. But the kick, not great. Oh, good spin on that occasion from Campbell. Wasn't a great effort to tackle by Hawkins. Now with Horton. And the big fist comes, a double fist up. We like that. And running it towards the line there was Witten. And eventually goes over the line for a boundary throw-in. 8 minutes played first term. Manly Warringah with the one goal on the board so far. Sydney Uni yet to score. All the players on this near side. Fowler, the only player forward of half forward for Manly Warringah. Frawley, quick kick off the left. And it goes through for a minor score. Their first of the afternoon. Margin 6 points. And now the spread. It's a unique situation that the competition is in. There's really been a gap between the top five and the rest of the competition. So really these teams at the moment, opportunity to work on their game structures. That's not a great kick, looking for Fowler. He was wrong side, and well read by Swartz, who looks like he's picking up the damaging forward. Giants, interesting kick, goes back to Benbow. Gets around one. Comes wider again. And they've worked it out well, the Giants. A little bit of pressure, they go by hand. Now, ugly looking kick going forward. Really wasn't what was intended. Robertson was lining up for the big hit there. Played it well. And now he's got the ball on the boot quickly. This one stay in just. In fact, the goal umpire is saying out of bounds on the full. So it'll be Sydney University free kick. Smith decides to go with the switch to the far side. Crockmale, in fact it's Swartz. There's a little dance around his opponent. And well read. Sydney now on the charge. In it goes to Frawley, moves on quickly from 50. Top of the square, gets rid of his opponent. And the umpire says it's okay. And Elkington takes the mark. And will kick from right in front. And this should be Sydney University's first for this afternoon. Elkington. Easy as you like, mate. The umpire do a bit of work, but he says it's okay. Splits the middle. And Sydney University have their first of the afternoon. Look at how the ball came in. Short kick is good to Frawley. Frawley smart, top of the square, and Elkington too easy, got rid of his opponent in Witten and went back, kicked the goal. So a goal apiece here in this first quarter, and the score was a level. Hacked out of the ruck there by Dickerson, who's moved into the ruck for Manly Warringah. Ball spills free, and picking it up there was Johnson, trying to work a way through. Tackled out of it though. Now a little handball in there, and now it goes back to Frawley. Campbell, his kick smothered off the boot. The attack on the foot is good at the moment. Sydney University, he'll be pinged for high contact there, Vella, and umpire calls play on. Ben Bow tries to get a handball to Batten, couldn't get there. Has to go again, and once again turned over, and the umpire's sent a free kick. It's going to go to Manly Warringah, and it'll be Sam Batten to take it. Goes short, not a great kick. Had his teammate do some work, and high contact comes. A little bit sloppy there by Alistair Clark. And they line up, one out forward, looking for Polar Smith. The kick wasn't great. And it goes over the boundary line. 12, nearly 30, well, in fact, 13 minutes ticked over now. See in the background there, they got the rug out. It is a bit of a chilly afternoon, and will get a little bit colder as the sun goes down. And once again, over the boundary line. Well, and Dickerson go at it. Comes through. Robertson just can't handle the footy. And the handball is good from Crockmale out. But the turnover comes. And a good handball out to Monk. Monk on the left boot. He likes it. He's got it. And out of nothing, Giants get another goal. Really was a goal out of nothing. The kick, a good smother, and a good handball here out into some space. 1, 2, 3 steps, and Monk splits the middle. So a goal to Jake Monk, and that's the difference at the moment. We head back to the middle. Back in there, trying to get there was Burke for the Giants. Good tackle apply. Robertson's been very handy early, and the umpire off the ball has seen something. He's seen it from about 150 metres away, which is interesting. And not really on a different angle to the officiating umpire, but we'll go with it. Ball comes into Ben Bow as well as Behag. Go up and make sure this one goes over the boundary line. The shadows here of the number 1 oval. Batten trying to find a way through. Headbands are plenty out there as we see Maples supporting the string headband as well. Elkington in the ruck now against Dickerson. Elkington at the back just brings it forward. Maples, as we said, in fact that's Osborne in there. Yet another headband. Ball goes up again. Dickerson wins this one down. This is Maples. Tries to get it out in front of Frawley. Did well to break the tackle. Goes inside off the left boot. Good spoil by Crockmole. He knew he was out of position, but now the Giants have got a bit of run. The kick intended up there for Batten. Did well to bring it to ground. Robertson is tackled by Maples. And the umpire says high contact eventually, and it's going to go to Robertson, that is. The lead comes from Fowler. He goes in that direction. That's an ugly, ugly kick. And eventually lands in the arms of Burke. Handball's off to Batten. Tries to go in front of him. He's surrounded by students. And eventually the kick from Clark. And it goes out of bounds on the full. In fact, it comes down out of the tree. And it'll be thrown in. So saved by the woodwork, so to speak. Looked like it was going out of bounds on the full. Robertson, third man up. Got plenty of numbers to the ball, Sydney University. At the moment, they trail on the scoreboard, but they look good. Into the ruck for the Giants goes Pyle again. And it comes clear. Brain, little handball out, but there's plenty of students now. Frawley, who's been good in this quarter, goes again. They just try and get the ball into some space. And now they do, the Giants. Kick comes out. Intended for Burke. Has he got enough space? Sideline beats him. And we'll have a boundary thrower in. 17.5 played, first term. Comes in. Back of the pack, Pyle just gets a handball on it, but Sydney University come away with it. Under pressure though. And the inside banana kick was almost a good one. And could have been holding the man there on, I think it's Sam Slay. Umpire says play on, and they found Sanderson. Sanderson on a tight angle, so he decides to straighten up. Sees a player all on his own on the far side. And it's Robertson. And he will go back and have a shot on goal. Great work by Sanderson to see that. Knew he was on a tight angle. It was going to be a difficult kick on goal. And Robertson made some space on the far side, and he'll kick from the slightest of angles. Wind, if anything, at his back. On its way. He's just pushed it left, though. Just the minor score. Margin 7 points, approaching time on in the first quarter. Kick is a dangerous one. He just gave it too much air for a short kick. And now the Giants come. Fowler breaks the tackle, spins around on the right and kicks the goal. Makes them pay for the mistake. And the Giants get another one. It was a very ordinary kick coming out from goal. There's really no intent on it. See it here. Giants have played the zone and ran into space, and really a poor effort at the mark. There was nowhere near, he's going to get anywhere near that. A good handball coming through from McCaffrey, and Fowler relishes his first chance and kicks the first from him for this afternoon. Bring that one back. The margin out to 13 as we tick into time on in the first quarter. Out to Frawley, who has been very good for the students. Goes back to Clark. The kick goes wide, too wide, and it'll go out of bounds. Can be a difficult ground to play at times, Sydney University, the way the ground runs. Sometimes you feel like you're going direct to goal, but from where the way that the rugby league field runs and the way the grandstand is set up, you can find at times lost out into the wings as Sydney Uni goes inside. Elkington tries to kick one around the corner, goes out into the path of Robertson and eventually over the boundary line. Pick themselves up off the deck. So a couple of late goals to the Giants sees them in a nice little 13-point lead as we approach quarter time. Rockmore handball up and out of bounds. Every Giant player asking the question about deliberate out of bounds on that occasion, but the umpire having nothing of it. And the Giants trying to get out of their defensive half, but it's going to go straight back inside. A little bit more central on this occasion. And it sits up nicely, trying to break the tackle. And the cavalry comes, and the Giants go straight through the middle. Now they go forward, looking for Fowler. Takes it, in fact, it's Dickinson who's moved forward. Then takes a very strong mark overhead. And this for another one. From a costly turnover, it looked like Sydney Uni were loading up to have a shot on goal themselves. And as is the nature of a ground like Sydney University #1 Oval, a couple of kicks and you're having a shot at the other end. Dickinson comes in, measured approach, and the kick looks good and they like it. And the Giants get another one. And the margin out to 19 points now. Way back. Sydney University had a chance to go the top of the square, and the turnover here tried to break the tackle. Handball to really no one in particular, and the Giants made them pay. And a very strong mark from Dickinson. Stood tall in the contest and finished off with a good shot on goal. Time on in the first quarter. It's the Giants by 19 points. And Sydney with another clearance. The ball comes out from Smith. Clark drives them to the top of the 50-metre arc. But plenty of Giants there. Almost holding the ball. In fact, it is a good tackle applied by Nick Roberts. Tried to do too much. Just caught and incorrect disposal. So it comes in and misses to the left-hand side. Nick Roberts, a costly miss early on in this game. Margin back to 18 points. And the Giants with the numbers. A big fly at the back by Pyle, got nowhere near it. Looked good. And that's an interesting call going to be played here, and it's going to be play on. Sydney University was holding the ball, tackle. The shot on goal is a great one, and what a great play. It was Nick Roberts again, and he gets the goal. Could have gone either way. The umpire obviously calls play on. See, play on's the call. Applied the tackle. And then quickly doesn't even have a chance. Has to get around to one of his own players. And a great shot on goal goes through. And the Giants get one back. Sorry, the students get one back. The margin back to 12 points now. 25.5 played first term. And it's Manly who get it out of the centre. And they go forward. Fowler with a handball out to Sanderson. Sanderson lines them up. In fact, he goes central again. And it's almost a carbon copy. But this time getting back Frawley. And the students on the rebound. The kick from Johnson goes out of bounds, but it doesn't matter as the siren sounds to end the quarter. And it could have been a lot more pain for the Sydney University students if it wasn't for that late goal from Nick Roberts. And as you can see there, the margin at quarter time, 12 points. The goal scorers for Sydney University, Roberts with that late one, and Elkington had their others from a Shet shot. And for Manly Warringah, well, Jake Munn kicked that fantastic goal on the left boot. James Brain kicked the first, and Braden Fowler with the opportunistic goal from the kick in. So here at quarter time, the margin's 12 points in favour of the Giants. It's been an interesting and exciting quarter. Make sure you stick around and catch all the action from the second quarter here in this round 15 match. It's the Manly Warringah Giants by 12 points.
Coming straight back, boys.
I believe it's touched. I'd just like to check.
Mark, it's a mark. Easy, easy, easy. Nice touching.
Great call by the umpire.
The teams break here at Sydney University Oval number 1. By the end of quarter time. See the score there. 12 points in favour of Manly Warringah at quarter time. It was an entertaining quarter. A couple of opportunistic goals. And we're all set to start the second term. Single goal scorers across the board for both sides. It's old boys' day here at Sydney University as the umpire holds the ball aloft to start the second term. And that one should come back. Reset. False start on the second term. One-on-one contests around the ground. In fact, Manly Warringah with a player loose in their back line and a corresponding player at the other end of the ground. This one's against Brain and the students will go forward. The kick comes out and a good one to Slay. Works his way into a bit of space to get the right boot on it. Getting out there. Could have been a free kick. The umpire deemed everything was okay. Campbell it was with the lead. And a boundary throw on inside 50 for Sydney University. Crockmale just tries to get rid of Pyle and the umpire says illegally. Didn't want to give up that front spot. And gave away the free kick. Pyle now with the kick. So a 2-on-1 contest, but a strong mark taken amongst the pack. There's McCaffrey. Hey. And McCaffrey looks for Sanderson. Couldn't quite bring it in. And they go off the deck. You can see the dust here at Oval number 1. It's not in its finest form at the moment. Lewington got the ball clear. Umpire say high contact and it'll be a kick. Potentially a shot on goal. He goes inside, does Jack Campbell. And let's turn it over. Crockmale tries to undress his opponent, gets halfway there. Coming in again is Campbell. Lines them up from just on 50 and splits the middle. And that gets the students up and about. A good second effort. And they get the first of the second term. Off some pretty good work there from Jack Campbell. Thought he initially coughed it up with the kick inside. His tackle came. And Campbell just had enough time to just straighten up. And a great shot on goal. Back in the middle. It's a much better bounce from the umpire. There's a whistle on play. And it's going to be a Sydney University free kick. So a chance to even the scores. Go inside 50. The kick looking for Elkington. Didn't quite get there. And Goes out of bounds on the full. Giants go short by foot. Now in the arms of Brain. Gives it off to Kosh. Didn't see a lot of it in that first term. The mark taken. In fact, there's a free kick given away. Polar Smith will take it for the Giants. About 70 out from goal. Goes direct looking for Fowler. Tried to play for the free kick, but it goes over the back of the pack, and as easy as you like, the Giants get the answering goal. All eyes were on Fowler. Kick in. It was McCaffrey at the back of the pack. Just read it best. See there, Crockmall puts his hands in the air as if to say, how did that happen? And the end result is a goal. Another whistle on play. So some centre square infringing going on. And it's Sydney University again to take the kick. It's not they come the near side. They've got runners. This is the spare man off the back of the square. Slate goes inside, hoping for Elkington. Didn't quite get there. In fact, it's not Elkington, it's Fife who's pushed forward. Now in the arms of Crockmall. Crockmall spins it around as he got it there. The umpire has a close look and says, yes, sirree. A great goal from Monty Crockmall. And it's a goal fest here at the moment at Sydney University. From one end to the other. It's the play from Slate. The back of the pack. Got it inside. Was looking for Fife. Just over the fingertips. The handball inside. And then that one, the speculator, Crockmall, dances around his opponent and just beautifully works the ball back on the left boot. So we're back in the middle. This one's wrapped up. Sydney University with support. Maples picks it up, gets it clear. And now the umpire will come in and ball it up. Six minutes played first term. Spencer Crockmall in the ruck, and the Sydney University students get it away again. Bounces awkwardly. Sits up for Johnston. Tries to get it out to Carter. They did well together and worked it forward. The bounce not favouring Polar Smith, not favouring anyone there. The Giants jumper and eventually goes over the boundary line. Margin 6 points. Sydney Uni started a couple of great goals in this quarter. Polar Smith and Crockmall. Crockmall gets the first position, gives it straight down to his feet. The tacklers come, and it will be a free kick to Monty Crockmall. In fact, no, it's going to the Giants, holding the ball. I thought it might have been high contact, but went the other way. Kick not a great one, and a mark taken by Nick Roberts going back. Now they spread. Out to Slay, playing that loose man off half back. Going forward, looking for Fife. One goes over the boundary line. Monk in amongst it, trying to throw a little bit of weight around. It's gone off the boot, Sydney Uni player, and the free kick goes to Weir. Goes forward looking for Fowler, takes a nice mark. Too far out from home, sees an open goal, so he just lets loose with the kick. How will this one bounce? Beautifully for Fowler. And well played, Braden Fowler. Saw an open goal and decided The distance was too far on the full, but I'll just bounce this one through nicely and gets another goal for the Manly Warringah Giants. Just saw the open goal there and said, I'll have a look at that. And beautifully done by Fowler. Gets his second for the afternoon. Back in the middle of number 1 oval. Just took the wind out of the students. Need to recover now with a quick goal. The attack on the football has been fantastic this afternoon. They've had numbers, as we see again. And they try to work something through. Good handball in tight spaces. They go forward, looking on that occasion once again. The player in Horton who's moved forward. They're in top of the square now. Plenty of tackling coming on. Could have been a trip. The umpire says yes. And Kosh will get the kick. Bit of pressure on. 9 minutes played second term. It's certainly not up a gear in this quarter. And Sanderson almost takes the mark. Eventually gets to Horton for the students. Tries to get a handball out, but Sanderson ends it up with it. Drives them long, but another mark taken on half back for the students. And chance now to rebuild. Go through the middle. Fife almost plays on. Goes wider still. Intended for Smith, just couldn't quite make the journey. And eventually the ball goes out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in on centre wing. Short throw in. Elkington in the ruck for the students. Coming through on this occasion, Avis Foster tries to do too much, almost works himself into trouble. Gets the handball away. They're still under pressure now. Osborne for the students has to apply the tackle. And the umpire comes in for the ball up. Just Avis Foster there really worked himself into a bit of trouble. In the ruck, big fist comes forward to Kosh there, taken high, and a little bit to go on with there from Nick Roberts. Trying to extract the 50-metre penalty on that occasion was Kosh, not coming. But he'll drive them inside 50. Fowler flies, didn't quite get there. And the students come away with it. It's the handball now. Crockmale, they go by hand. Handball just didn't quite hit the target. Sits nicely for Crockmale, but the tackle was a good one from Weir. Dispossessed. Come away with it again now, the students. Just can't quite find an easy footballer. Sits up now eventually for Smith. Lines them up. Misses to the near side. And quick ball movement from Manly Warringah. Get it out of the area. Bounces beautifully there for Kosh. Tries to squeeze a handball through. I'm not sure who that was intended for because it went straight to a Sydney Uni player. Now they reload. They come back in. A big, deep, long kick. Who's there for the students? Comes to the back. They all flew and beautifully roved by Jack Campbell. And the students get another one back. The margin back to 5 points. It's a case of 2 men up. It was originally the handball from Kosh in space. Wasn't great. Sort of tried to split something there and gave Sydney Uni opportunity. Avis Foster went through the middle. This is a good kick. You can see here 2 men up. They set themselves beautifully. Campbell, Benbow was one of the players that went up for the Giants. And Campbell finished off beautifully. Back in the middle, the margin 5 points. It's been a good spirited fight back by the students. They've come out with some intensity in this second term. They ideally love to get another one here, but it comes forward for the Giants. Fowler unable to take the mark. Goes again, tries to get it off the deck. Tries to get it off the deck again. This would be a miracle if it gets through. Touched on the line. And students now, opportunity to get it out of the danger zone. Intended for Crockmar. Robertson read it best. Goes long, drives them to the top of the square. Flying Polar Smith takes a good mark, almost uncontested, and he'll have a shot on goal. Kick from right on the 50-metre arc. On its way. Looks good, just pushed to right. And another minor score. Margin 7 points now in favour of the visitors, Manly Warringah. Comes out the big fist from Underwood, sees the ball over the boundary line. Any directions, a lot of pointing, trying to get the structures right. Comes down, trying to squeeze a kick there was Brain. Lands back in his arms. Maple's in there as well for Sydney Uni. And the umpire will come in to ball this one up. Monk sees it over the boundary line. And a little bit going on. Monk seems to attract that sort of attention. Ball comes in, plenty of players around this. Squeezes out the back, comes clear. Brain tries to beat the big argue, has to go by hand, puts it out there in front of Batten, and Fowler tries to pick it up and run with it, and eventually it's pushed over the goal line for a minor score. Sydney Uni go quickly. Kick wasn't a great one along the ground, but it's got to its intended target. Now what runners have they got through the middle? Good kick, finds Campbell. Now the wave comes forward. Goes to Frawley through the middle. Sees something he likes on the far side. Goes wide. It's a good kick. Comes in now. Looking on that occasion for Robertson. Just takes it on the half volley. Asks the question. The umpire says no. Carter applies the tackle. And the umpire... So it was holding the ball decision, I think, initially. Robertson was convinced he took the mark. Carter had other ideas. Fowler unable to take the mark. Maples goes inside. Hospital pass at best. Trying to go off the deck. Fowler still in there. There's tight in the clinches at the moment. Standing up there was Horton trying to keep it in. Also in there is Roberts. The umpire says, I'll have it. As the dust literally settles here at Sydney Uni. Bit going on off the ball between Frawley and Benbow. You can just feel Sydney University have lifted in this second term. They go forward again, an opportunity now. Running now with the flight, Fife. Crockmar in there as well. Tried to put the block on. Now the Giants under a little bit of pressure. But some good work there. It was Behag. Tackle comes. And they're playing with the boundary line. Kosh gives it back inside to Lavori. They give it across. The tackle comes. He's in trouble now. Kyle's tackled. And shot on goal will come from Campbell again. He's already kicked 2 this afternoon. He'd dearly love to put a 3rd on the board. And an opportunity here to bring the margin back to 2 points. Campbell, they've set themselves on the line. They know the distance might be an issue. Steps over the paint. Just eases it through. Not a lot on the kick. Mark almost taken by Elkington. Spits clear. They're not out of trouble yet, the Giants. Coming in. In fact, it's Roberts over the ball. Trying to squeeze a kick out into some space, and they've done well here, the Giants. And on a gallop, good work there from Parker. Has 1 bounce, has 2. Maple's in charge. And it forces him to kick. Sanderson the target. Did well to just pop it over the top. Trying to work it to himself. Now the support comes. He goes back inside. They've worked it well now in the arms of Burke. Burke goes further afield to Polar Smith. He goes direct, looks at goal. Beautiful shot on goal from Polar Smith. And splits the middle. He had no other intention there. And what a great kick on goal. And he gets his first for the afternoon. And a good one for the Giants. Sanderson did all the hard work. But it was Polar Smith just took it here and said, look, I'm going to have a look at this from 50 right on the paint. And there was no question on it whatsoever. And you almost hit the goal umpire. You know you've kicked it well. Back in the middle now of number 1 oval. And Students really had their opportunities this quarter, but the margin's still out at 14 points. There's another whistle on play. This time it's going to the Giants. In fact, it's got to go back to Brain. They're almost going to call play on. As we tick over the 20-minute mark here in this second term. They go direct again, looking for Fowler. He's double-teamed. And a good tackle from Monk. Umpire will say, I'll have it. Thought from the delay there might have been an inclination to get him for holding the ball, but the umpire wants to put it in the air. And there's a blood rule. Parker to come on. It's Burke, who was sent from the field for the blood rule. Parker takes his place in, and the ball's in the air. Free kick here, high contact. Fowler just puts his arm on the shoulder to try and get a little bit extra height over Crockmale, and gave away the free kick. Sydney University try to spread quickly. A good mark taken from Potts. Sort of found himself out of play. Plays on quickly now. They want to move the ball, but they can't move it that way. And as the turnover comes, and Kosh read it best. And it'll come back as quickly as it came out. Fowler on a long lead. Not getting anything there from Swartz, who's playing him beautifully at the moment. He's kicked a couple, Fowler, but Swartz has been right on his hammer. Third man up, Swartz it was. Now Crockmale gives it off. Potts steps inside. Goes to a 2-on-1 contest. Well worked there from Robertson to get in front, but it comes clear. Now with Weir for the Giants. Goes inside, overruns it Sanderson. And the mark taken back there is Sam Slate. Gets it back Slate. They've just tried to work this switch with nothing really presenting. They just waited and waited and waited, and eventually Smith found some space. The Giants, look at the Giants lined up here. There's really nothing they can go to. 3 Giants just set up, and it could be nasty. In fact, it's going to be interesting there. Just look like a clip of the heel. Just a little burner. Ben Bow. In fact, it's not Ben Bow there. It was Parker. Goes inside. Sanderson couldn't get his hands on it. Fowler has to turn on it. Could have been high contact there. The umpire calls play on. Playing for a few free kicks here at the moment. Fowler just has the ball ripped from him. In there as well was Avis Foster. The umpire's seen something, and it's going to be a Giants free kick. Students were away. It was Horton who grabbed it and run, but it's Fowler who's going to have the free kick, and he's going to have a shot on goal. Certainly coming off the long run. Here's Braden Fowler. He's kicked 2 this afternoon already. Steps to the paint, lets fly. It's not a great kick, it's sliding. And the mark taken in front. It's Crockmale, I think, or is it Swartz? This goes out the other side. No real intent on the kick. Ben Bow goes back and gets his own footy. Tries to get it over the top of Crockmale. Monty Crockmale, who made sure got a hand in there and sent it over the boundary line. The lights are on here at Sydney Uni. Don't quite need them yet, but we will by the end of the afternoon. 24 minutes played, second term. Giants by 14 points. The students were as close as 6 points at one stage. Had an opportunity to bridge the gap later in the piece, but the turnover came as the ball spills free. It's going to go back. Be a free kick to the Giants. They'll have another opportunity. Ben Bow decides just to go long, put it up for Fowler, got plenty to beat. Almost a falcon there at the back of the pack. Coming in and getting their own football there was Underwood. Dispossessed with the kick. Still under pressure. Fowler with the tackle. He's going to be held. Caught holding the man. Went a bit early on the contact. And he's going to get 50-metre penalty against... Looked like it was almost swearing or... dissent there. Look at it here. Pick it up as the students go forward again. Kick out of pack is offline. See here, free kick against Fowler. And not happy with the decision, and the umpire says, well, you can't do that. Come with me. Ball comes clear. McCaffrey under pressure, decided to go again. The umpire will say, holding the ball. And Crockmale will have a shot. Little bit of feeling in this. McCaffrey goes again. Ben Bow in there amongst it. Umpire needs to take control. We do like to see this feeling, as I said earlier in the call. The positions in the finals are all but set in stone, but there's still a little bit of feeling in this one. Crockmale with a shot on goal for the students. He's already kicked one this afternoon. Comes in, gives it a little bit of air, works it back beautifully, and the students get another one back on the board. They trail by 8 points. Another look at the free kick. See here, McCaffrey goes once, decides to step inside, and the tacklers come. And a little bit of feeling. It's Roberts who came in. As it's back to the 80s here on Old Boys Day. With the knack firing out from the below decks. On field though, late in this second term, it's Manly Warringah by 8 points. Monty Crockmale in there amongst it again. Maples gets out of trouble, gives it to Elkington. Elkington with a big boot forward. It's a one-on-one contest. Benbow with a big fist at the back. Just couldn't get it going forward, which is where his teammates were. Coming out could have been high on as the siren sounds. And a little bit hard done by there, I reckon, is Dane Robertson. And a little bit of feeling as we go into half-time here at Sydney University. It's the Giants by 8 points, but a spirited comeback in that quarter by the Sydney Uni students. Sees them trail by only the 8 points. 6 goals, 3-39, Sydney University. 7-5, 47 to Manly Warringah. The goal scorers, Sydney University. Well, Campbell has 2. Crockmull and Roberts and Elkington have singles. On the other side of the ledger, Fowler with 2 for the Giants, and singles to Monk, Brain, Polar Smith, McCaffrey and Dickerson. We go into half-time here at number 1 Oval, and it's Manly Warringah by 8 points over the students. Join us in about 20 minutes' time. We'll have all the action from the third quarter. Manly Warringah by 8 points.
Straight back, boys.
I believe it's touched. I'd just like to check.
Mark, it's a mark. Easy, easy, easy. Nice touching.
Great call by the umpire.
Coming straight back, boys.
I believe it's touched. I'd just like to check.
Mark it to mark. Easy, easy, easy. Nice touching.
Great call by the umpire.
straight back, boys.
I believe it's touched. I'd just like to check.
Mark, get the mark. Easy, easy, easy. Nice touching.
Great call by the umpire.
So it's welcome back here to Sydney University Oval number 1. It's a round 15 action between the students and the Manly Warringah Giants, and at half-time the margin just 8 points in this clash, and it was a spirited comeback by the students in that second term. At times looked like they were going to lose touch with the Giants, but they were certainly harder at the football in the second and were able to bridge the gap ever so slightly and set up an interesting second term, to say the least. And as you can just see there on the right of screen, come in there, it's the students are a really tight bunch. They seem determined this afternoon. Manly Warringah, on the other hand, well, a few decisions along the way. I mean, Pedersen was named in to take the side. They've put him on ice for another week at least to try and get his ribs right. And we've been given just a little reminder that finals football is just around the corner, and we'll be looking for a stronger effort here in the third term. Just about set to get underway. It's round 15, second half just about to get underway. Students versus the Giants. In the middle, Carl Fletcher holds the ball aloft. And we're underway in the second term. Straight away, hard tackle comes. Tough in there in the middle. Very hard ground underfoot. And the secondary bounce will be the result. Crockmole been good in the ruck. Plenty of opponents. As they break again, the students just left it behind. Good work by Brain to get in amongst there. Gets it around the corner. Just tries to get the ball going forward. Burke has been strapped up, dispossessed. Potts spins out of trouble. Big sweeping handball out into space. Boundary line will win out. If you're watching just before half-time and in that second term, a little bit of feeling in this game. It's almost like both teams just want to get that little edge as we go into September action. They might find themselves playing against each other at the pointy end. Unlikely to be the first week, but who knows what will happen from there on. Coming through, Crockmale dispossessed. Good tackle from Parker. And gets him into the dirt. And we'll have another bounce. Nothing really going. It's tough out there on this Sydney University oval. And spits out the back. Coming through to meet it was Monk. He's quite tackled by Maples. Have another ball up. Once again, Crockmale lands in his arms. The umpire will have no opportunity there. We'll deem that Crockmale had no prior opportunity. The brain wants to make sure Crockmale doesn't get it the second time. He does, though. And Frawley gets it on the boot going forward. Good mark in front spot there will be paid. As Carter goes sideways, trying to open up a bit of space. Now they go wider still. Giants trying to go through the middle. Polar Smith was the intended target, but well read by Daniel Potts. They go forward, 2-on-1, and did well in there to try and force the contest. It's tapped out in front now. In there as well as Frawley. Dispossessed, goes again, gets the high contact. And just exacerbated it enough for the umpire to see it. And he'll have a shot on goal. And this to open the account for the second term and to bring the margin back to 2 points for Sydney University. Frawley with an important kick really in the context of this game. Sets up their third term. And it just brings a little bit of that second quarter momentum into the game. Frawley hasn't kicked one this afternoon. It's on its way. It's a good kick. It's a beautiful kick. And they get around him. Margin, 2 points. And we've got the live one. Frawley gets his first for the afternoon. A little bit going on the wing here. Delivery. I think it's Fife going at it. All for no avail, really, when you think about it. Ball isn't even in play. And they're 25 metres away from it anyway. This one will come back. Here comes clear. Robertson trying to beat it through, and he just couldn't quite get contact. So the tackle being rewarded. And Nick Roberts, who really stepped up in that second term, steps around Fowler like he wasn't even there. He was coming at him full tilt, and Crockmale, who's probably been best on so far for the students, goes inside, unable to take the mark. Geez, they'd love to get their noses in front here, the students. Going again, Elkington over the ball. Gets it clear. In there as well for the students is Underwood. And the umpire says, come, give it to me. I will just clear this out a little bit. Plenty of players around the football. As the big fist comes from Pyle. Eventually the kick from Carter clears the area, but it will come back with interest as the students force the turnover. They go to the top of the square, not really on target, but it sits up nicely for Swartz, who's come off his man. Goes across the field, looking for Osborne. Dispossessed illegally, says the umpire, and Osborne will have a shot on goal. He might be in some trouble here. Concerns over his shoulder. And straight away they call to the bench. Taylor Swift style, just shakes it off. 100% that right arm, but he'll take his shot anyway. And you'd just be in amongst it, wouldn't you, if you're a Giants player? He may look to give the hand off, although there's no one really around him. They've just left him to his own devices. Osborne on its way, hangs it out to the left, and it stays that way. Goes through for a minor score. 7-4, plays 7-5. 1 point the difference here at Sydney University Oval number 1. That kick needs to be on the money. Brain lets it bounce, which is dangerous in that situation, but comes away okay. Get it back now under pressure. Look, good tackle by Maples. Brings him to the ground and lets him know about it. Could give away 50 here as well. Livery just had no real fit. Well, he didn't know that Maples was coming down at him very quickly. Ball goes out of bounds. Look at here. Livery gets it. Goes around one, but Maples was right on his hammer. Perfect executed kick. Tackle, that is. Pinned the arm. Gave him no opportunity to get it clear. And the students have got a real sting in their step at the moment. Vella is tackled to the ground. We'll have another ball up. At 25 out from goal. Elkington brings it down to his feet. And the players converge. Nothing really coming out of there. Elkington could be pinged for holding the ball here. The umpire on the far side, he didn't really do a lot to get it out. Another way, another ball up. Elkington tries to get contact, puts it back inside. Benbow gets the handball clear. Elkington goes again on the ground level, drags it back in. You want to be careful doing that. And the umpire's going to come in and ball it up. Jeez, I thought he was setting himself for it. Holding the ball decision. It's two that Elkington's got away with. There's a quick kick. It's offline and we have all tied up here at University Oval number 1. Go back. McCaffrey gets the ball eventually, but the kick is turned over at half forward. They've got some real issues going forward at the moment, Manly Warringah. As the kick goes out and finds Crockwell. Been everywhere this afternoon, has his Nick Roberts. As Roberts goes inside, eventually the ball rolls along the boundary line. The umpire looked like she was going to call it out of bounds. Careful here. It's Frawley at the bottom of that pack and eventually tied up. Giants get it clear, but it only goes as far as Slay. Slips over at a crucial stage, and Monk was right there with him. The umpire comes in and says that's okay. Free kick here. It's going to go to the students. Again, the Giants under some real pressure at the moment. Scores are level, and it's the students who are coming. Good tackle applied, Kosh. Ball spills free. They jump on it. I think it's Lewington on the left boot, and just misses, but they get their noses in front for the first time this afternoon. Giants just cannot get the ball out of their defensive half at the moment. Maples with a good tackle. Going back in there is Lewington over the back of the pack. Johnson couldn't quite handle it. In there again is Underwood, and the boundary line wins out. Giants just need to get something happening at the moment. They've really been starved of possession this quarter. Twin Towers in Polar, Smith and Fowler haven't even seen the ball this quarter so far. It's going to be a block here called. Giants free kick. Maybe now they can build something going forward. A deep kick. Polar Smith in the air trying to get clear to it, but the block was very good by Crockmale and allowed Smith unopposed to get there. Good switch over to Swartz. It's almost getting the better of that contest at the moment, Swartz. Elkington around the body, kicks it quickly. Only as far as Jordan Weir. And he goes out to McCaffrey. Monk the target here. He'll want to be good. Just can't get the fingertips to it. Keeps it in though. Exciting player, Jake Monk. Pops it up, looking for Polar Smith. Couldn't bring it down. And once again, Fowler left wanting in that contest. And they get it clear. This time through, it was Potts, but he was run down. And the Giants now getting a little bit of a momentum. They go wide again, looking for Polar Smith. Couldn't take the mark. Now McCaffrey in the area. Polar Smith goes again. Wants to be careful pulling this one in. Umpire right there and says, I'll have it. Excitement in the game as we approach the 13-minute mark of the third term. Sydney Uni with their noses in front by just 1 point. Fowler applies the tackle. Umpire says, I'll have it. Again, could have been a free kick there too high. The umpire didn't see it. And we'll have another ball up inside 50 for the Giants. Comes clear. Kick inside and it's taken by Polar Smith. And rightly so says, that one's in the square. I'll take that from in front. Thanks, sir. Quick kick out of the contest. A little bit going on in the background. Nothing really in it as they extract themselves now. Polar Smith steps over and kicks the goal. And the Giants regain the lead. Really from the stoppage here. Just a quick kick. Polar Smith in front position. Nice vertical leap. Gets his mitts to it and finished off with the goal. So the Giants get their noses back in front. That'll come back. 7-6. Sydney Uni 8-5. Manly Warringah the margin. 5 points. Sydney Uni has had the better of this quarter. But it's the Giants who still have the lead. Yeah, Giants free kick. In fact, the umpire signalled the wrong way. It's going to go back to Vella. Nice looking kick inside. Bounces clear. And Kosh just sees that over the boundary line. 15 played in this third term. Love to get their noses at front at three-quarter time, Sydney Uni. They've been up and about right from the first bounce this afternoon. As the Giants come away with this one. Sanderson in pursuit of Johnson. Luckily, off the boot there, but it didn't go out, and the umpire will come through for a boundary throw-in. Elkington almost holding the man there. The umpire off the ball has seen it, and it will be, in fact, it's going to go the other way. Elkington had a big piece of opposing ruckman there. I reckon they've missed one. And Sydney Uni get away with it. Clark it will be to take the free kick. And he'll go lateral. Interesting kick, and Clark it was that helped out again. He gets it back for his third in as many minutes. Well, third possession right on the trot, puts it out in front there of Slade, and he's ridden. If you mind the pun coming in, and it's just starting to explode at the moment. Underwood, Monk, well, he wouldn't have picked it, was in amongst it. He's going through again. Here's a live wire. Out there in front of Sanderson. In pursuit, Clark. Just an ugly looking kick going forward. Fowler up against Swartz. Fowler has to go backward, finds Sanderson. Now, players have streamed forward. This will be a good kick to Polar Smith, and a good mark under pressure. And he's standing tall in this third term, Polar Smith. And he'll be going back to line up for his third of the afternoon. Under extreme pressure. The kick came in from Sanderson. And Polar Smith was right in the box seat, but he had plenty coming. And a good mark taken. Jackson Polar Smith. This for his third, and to put a little mini break again ahead of the students. Steps in, low kick, not a good looking kick. In fact, he's missed a lot. Out of bounds on the full. Uncharacteristic from Polar Smith, and the students, well, they'll desperately want to make him pay. Johnson goes through the middle, and that could be 50. Isn't. Umpire gives him the benefit of the doubt. Horton with the ball. Goes back to Maples. Touched off the boot, but it'll land clear for the students. Eventually gets to its intended target. They swing around, but the turnover comes, and the tackle comes from Slate. And a little bit of awareness there. Hawkins found himself in trouble. Slate goes inside, pops it up the top. Couldn't take a mark there. On that occasion was Campbell. And coming through is Carter for the Giants. Could have been a free kick, and is. They'll give the pay the advantage, and the kick goes out of bounds on the full. So nothing going right at the moment for the Giants. Only thing is they've got their noses in front by 5 points. Elkington the target on that occasion. And they've gained about 30-40 metres around. 19.5 played in this third term. Love one here, the students. Old Boys Day here at number 1 Oval. Roberts, for all his kick, was smothered by Benbow. And he goes out of bounds. We'll have another throw in. Elkington rucks it down. There to Avis Foster. He's wrapped up in the tackle. Nothing coming as we tick into time on in the third. Margin's 5 points in favour of the Manly Warringah Giants. Stops and props and gets the free kick. Well played by Horton. Just on the edge of his limit. He's been told now to have a go. Obviously not confident from the start. But Ben Horton with a chance to put the Students back in front. He'll kick from about 53. He'll go for distance. Accuracy usually the thing that goes out the window, and it is on this case. And Robertson takes the mark back there for the Giants. Drives them long. Sanderson in front. Good work there at the back from Slade to affect the spoil. And the ball's held up. Students now. Vella tries to work his way through a lot of traffic. And it is held up again. Crockwell in the ruck. Pyle tries to get it onto it. It's Monty Crockwell. It gets in there. Spencer Crockwell in the ruck. Once again, third, fourth, fifth man up for the Giants. They just want this out of the area. And is this the fourth or fifth stoppage in a row? 5 points the margin. Could have been high there from Pyle. He on top of Crockwell's shoulders. Crockwell at the bottom of the pack now. And here we go for stoppage number 5, 6. Plenty. Go again. Numbers at the ball, and this will be 6 or 7. Just lost count. Crockmile again. Now eventually Elkington spins it around, and the mark's taken back by Robertson. It could have been 50. Should have been 50. The Giants got it clear. Bounce goes astray, but eventually gets back to the owner. They go inside. Polar Smith the target. And the numbers come back. Vella gets the free kick. High contact. And they've got numbers on the far side. They want to use it. Go through the middle. It's called to play on now. Goes wide. Well played by Alistair Clark. He's got in front. Forced the free kick. They go central now. Maples takes a good mark. Goes quickly across there to Smith. Smith with a big left boot over the back there to Frawley. Frawley splits the middle. The Students are in front. Great passage of play from Sydney University. It's good there by Alistair Clark. Made sure on a 2-on-1 situation, didn't lose possession. Maples took a good mark, gave a great handball across to Smith. Smith on the left boot, and has just beautifully read the back of the pack from Frawley. And as easy as you like, gets it through the middle. And the Students get the lead. Students by 1 point. 24 minutes played in this, the third term. Coming through, Sanderson hits hard, but hits illegally. They come out, Lewington the target. Couldn't quite hold his ground, and the Giants were now with a chance with the answering goal. They go forward to Burke. Burke goes short, but it's chopped off. Potts wants to switch it, and it's got to come back. There's a free kick going to Fowler. Let's see what that was for. It's coming back. See what we can see here. Ball comes in. Oh, that is very, very soft. Just copped a little bump in the back going for a marking contest. You think that was Part of the play, but in the end, Fowler gets a shot on goal, and this to get the lead back. This will hurt the Students. On its way, good kick, it's just fading left late. Scores level. Here at number 1. In for an entertaining final term. Clark takes the mark. 26 minutes played in this third term. Siren imminent. Going forward, Fowler gets in front, but getting in there amongst it was Campbell. Pops it through. Vella, who's been good this afternoon, gets it across to Potts. Potts now works them centrally. They'd love a late one here. Going forward, looking on that occasion for Robertson. Couldn't bring it in. The Giants come in defence. Awkward bounce. And he's wrapped up in a tackle from Crockmale, and the umpire says illegally. And it's going to be a free kick to Kosh. Kosh goes short. Desperately trying to get it out of the defensive half. Now with Livery. Goes around Elkington, goes short again. Finds Carter. Carter's kick doesn't quite hit the target there, and Robertson, and a good tackle applied. Forced to get the handball, and coming in support was Johnson. They get it back. Lewington in amongst it. Robertson gets it across. Now the shot on goal comes. This will be a great goal if they can get it. How will it bounce? At the bounce, the siren will beat them. And we will go into three-quarter time with scores locked at 54 apiece. And an entertaining quarter from both sides. But the Students really pushed hard in that third term. And they lock up the scores. We're in for an absolute belter of a final quarter here at number 1 Oval. 8-6 apiece here. Nothing in it between these two sides. And for what could be almost considered a dead rubber with the way the finals and the season is panning out, there's plenty in this one. We go into three-quarter time. Scores level here. Join us in about 5 minutes' time. We'll have an exciting final turn coming to you here from the number 1 Oval.
straight back, boys.
Latest touch stop, just like to check.
Mark, get the mark. Easy, easy, easy. Place touching.
Great call by the umpire.
Welcome back to Sydney University Oval number 1, and we've got a thriller on our hands here at three-quarter time. Sydney University and Manly Warringah locked at 8-6 apiece, and this is looking like going down the wire. The students really fought hard in this one. The Giants just a little bit off the pace, and if momentum was an indicator, you'd think the students would find themselves in front, but don't write off this Giants side. They are a fine outfit. As we get set to start the final term here. Umpire gets us underway, and that one will come back. Bouncing has just been a bit off this afternoon. The umpires. Yes, once again, the students out of the middle. Crockmale. And their prime movers this afternoon. A beautiful kick and straight out in the front of Robertson. And he will have a chance to get the first on the board. Decides to dish off. Goes to the top of the square. And there's a free kick coming. It's going to go to the Giants. Manly get this one out. Kosh runs onto it. Sanderson goes back. In trouble now. They've got the hands clear, get the handball clear. Looking for Benbow. Playing with the boundary line over there. And eventually the boundary line wins out. And we'll have it's going to be a call for a ball up, so some space out there. Scores level if you've just joined us. Maples under pressure, gets the handball clear. Quick kick out of the pack. Going forward, Fowler just bats it in front, keeps possession. Now tries to work something out there to Robertson. Robertson into an open goal. This for the lead back. And the kick is dreadful. Missed the lot. And we'll have a boundary throw in. It's been a couple of times this afternoon the Giants have had an opportunity to put scores on the board. And they've missed the lot completely. Polar Smith at this end in that previous quarter really shanked one as well. And now a chance for the students. There's Monk. He's wrapped up in a tackle. Crockmale. Little top knot on there. Juvenile top knot, I'd like to call it. Not quite the full length just yet as the Giants come away with it. A big kick out of the pack. Floating through. Goal! McCaffrey it was. And out of nowhere, just floated beautifully for the students. Just lined them up beautifully and split the middle. Wonderful kick out of pack. And the margin now 6 points in favour of the Giants. Comes out again and straight out of the middle comes Parker. Drives them forward. Polar Smith spins around the corner, a shot on goal just offline. So a good start for the Giants in this final term. The students get their momentum back. Goes short. Monty Crockmole. Plenty of possessions this afternoon. Goes out to Swartz. He goes short. Finds Spencer Crockmole. No real offerings on. Goes one way, goes the other, and then turns it over. It's a dreadful kick. Batten with a bit of run. Goes back inside. Now deciding to kick. Looking for Fowler, just couldn't quite get there. Maples there, could have been in the back against Fowler. Umpire says it's okay. And we'll have the ball up inside 50 for the Giants. They are threatening. Crockmole and Fowler go at it. Crockmole wins it down. Fife tries to get a kick away. Tackle comes. And the umpire will ball it up again. Free kick coming now. It's going to go against Fowler for a high contact. It was Crockmole who got himself on the other side. Goes out to Campbell. Campbell goes inside, hoping for Elkington. Gets the free kick. They want to play on here, the Sydney Uni, and they're allowed to. So they run into some space now. Clark has to go back and get it. Now the turnover comes. Coming through, Crockmole puts the bump on, trying to get the ball into a bit of space, favouring, but it's come out now to Parker. Parker drives them inside, looking for Sanderson, but it goes over the boundary line. And we'll have a free kick. In fact, it's going to be called a throw-in. Boundary umpires caught well behind the play. It'll be... That's interesting. We'll confer now with the goal umpire. And we'll have a throw in. Seemed like everyone was quite happy to play the free kick, but we'll have a throw in. Crockmole in the ruck. Brings it down. Coming through at pace there was Underwood, tackled. Going to get his own ball was Brain. Gets it clear, but there's plenty of yellow and blue around this. Smith wants to be careful dragging that in. Now it's clear again. Sanderson trying to bust through a tackle. There's a whistle on play from about 150 away again, and it's going to the Giants. It wasn't the umpire one off the play. It was the umpire at the other end of the ground that's called the free kick. Now they're calling for a 50-metre penalty. Well, James Brain would be best to just say, well, I'm probably a bit lucky to get the kick. Brain comes in and misses to the left. 8 points the margin now. The students need to get firing. 7 minutes played in the final term. Long lead comes from Horton. He's about 80 away from the play. They'll be doing good to get it to him. At the back, Polar Smith handballs it up, but it's sharked away by Campbell. And a little hospital pass there into Osborne. And tackle comes. Pile in the ruck now. Good ruck there. Goes out to Robertson. Robertson on the left looking for Polar Smith. Just couldn't get to it, and it goes over the boundary line. 8-6 plays 9-8. Manly Warringah lead by 8 points. At the better of this final term, the Giants. Starting to find a bit of clearance at football at the moment. The ball's locked up in here and not coming out. Keen for a goal here, the students. Doesn't look like scoring so far this quarter. Crockmale and Paula Smith go at it. And down to Monty Crockmale. He's just wrapped up as soon as he takes possession. Paula Smith gets cleared football here. Goes to Parker, who tries to spin around the corner and misses everything. Quick kick out of defence. Smith did well. And now the turnover comes. Campbell it was, just didn't quite make contact with the handball. They go in 2-on-1. Fowler puts the mid up, can't bring it in. And eventually tried to kick out off the ground. Well done, Clark. Gets it into space. Benbow will hit this though. Just needs to find the handle. Spins one way. Gets the handball clear. Another turnover. Clark again. Maples. Now with Roberts. And a free kick is going to go to the Giants. You can hear from the old boys on the deck. Kosh gives the handball over. Gives it to Weir. Drives them long. Fowler the target. Second effort. Couldn't get it clear. Burke tries to spin out of trouble. And again the quick kick is turned over. And Behag takes the mark, comes back to Carter. They reload from the other side. The turnover will come though, not a great kick. And the handball, the mark not taken by Lewington. Spinning into trouble there was Smith. Lewington again in trouble, gets the handball clear. Coming through as well was Slay, and the turnover comes eventually. Witten, good kick inside but well read. And Crockmale gets them out into some space. Now with Osborne. Looking for Frawley it was. Crockmale again. Vella comes in to help out. Tackle, dispossessed, holding the ball. Things starting to go the Giants' way. They lead by 8 points. Robertson, the captain, a kick. Once again, not a great kick. And a turnover. Excuse me. Vella tackled illegally, says the umpire. They need something here, the students. They need to peg one back. They go wide. That's a difficult kick into the sun. And the ball goes over the boundary line. .5 played, third term. Final term. Looks like they've got McCaffrey going with Crockmale. He has been very damaging this afternoon. And there's a holding the ball here. Once again, well off the play. It's going to go against Crockmale. He was being belted around the chest. And it was almost like he got his fingers caught in the jumper. And the Giants get the free kick. Fowler takes the one-hander beautifully. And I want to be careful here, Swartz, to not give away the 50. Fowler just outside his range, so he just goes high to the hot spot. Paula Smith impeded. Umpire didn't see it. And the students come away with it. Clark under pressure. Gets it out looking for Campbell. How will this one bounce? Sits up nicely. Now he's under pressure though. Pushed over the line. Well read by Tom Pyle. And we'll have a boundary throw in. 12.5 played. Final term. Giants by 8 points. Crockmale with the knock forward. McCaffrey comes away with it. Left hand, left boot inside. Just a bit of a chaos kick. Could have been holding the ball. Umpire says play on. And we'll have a ball up. Paula Smith pleads his case. The umpires today, they have been very good. Monk spins one way, spins the other, tries to find a way in the goal. Gets it back to Benbow, has to do the quick kick. Try to get it in space out there. That was Livery, couldn't bring the mark in, and now it's wrapped up There's Burke, and I think it's Clark go at it. And plenty of stoppages this afternoon. Polar Smith gets this one out of the ruck, and the umpire says holding the ball. He was almost bumped into taking possession. And well read by Crockmull, who effected the tackle and came up with the free kick. Now trying to run it out of trouble. The students, they go by hand. Now with it was Slay. His kick to Crockmull, just sits up nicely. And a good smother over the boundary line. And that's the sort of thing from Witten that will just lift his team. They lead by 8 points at the moment. And umpire's seen something here. It'll be a free kick to the Giants, so Witten with that fantastic smother, and then of course got the free kick. Now the students trying to get the thing, getting through, getting through traffic in the form of a free kick was Potts. Goes back, really wants to move it quickly, but needed to get it to Crockmull. Under pressure though from McCaffrey. He's definitely running with him now and not giving an inch. I like that move from the Giants. Monty Crockmull's been almost best on ground out there this afternoon. Plenty of touches. Spencer Crockmull trying to get it to Monty Crockmull. It's a Crockmull fest out there at the moment. And the umpire comes in again. 15 minutes played in this final term. Only the one goal. It was the Giants. Students yet to score in this quarter. It's been that tight, and it comes out quickly, and Sanderson takes the mark. Too far out to score. So he goes in the form of Fowler, goes over the back, meeting it well with Smith. Dispossessed, McCaffrey will get the free kick, high contact. There's a bit of a sloppy tackle there by Clark. And McCaffrey is the recipient. This to make it just that bit more difficult for the students. McCaffrey on the left, just pushes it to the right. On a score, so they're not out of trouble yet. The students need to find a forward option. They really haven't been able to get it past their half forward line at the moment. And once again, just didn't give himself enough space. And unable to kick over the man on the mark. Maples and Lewington come on for the students, as does Batten for the Giants. .16.5 played. Time starting to become an issue for Sydney University. Burke at the bottom of the pack. Pulled it in twice there. The umpire is just letting it play at the moment. Says, eventually I'll have it. Third man up, Fowler, trying to knock it into space, but only in the front of Crockmull, who's absolutely murdered around the ears by McCaffrey. Wanted to let him know I was there. I'm on your hammer. Crockmull up to the task. Goes wider to Clark. Maintain possessions. Maples gives it off to Swartz under pressure. Back to Maples. Goes one way. Spins around. Did well. Now they go forward. They need an opportunity here, but the mark taken by Sanderson. It's a good one. In front of Johnson there. And Sanderson, he's really popped up and done some good things this afternoon. And been handy for the Giants. Back there, a lot being asked of Alistair Clark in the back line. Elkington's moved forward. Campbell up front for Sydney University. They just need to get it to him. Giants have got players through the middle, free. Can't blaze away. Handball out was questionable to say the least, but the kick comes in. Parker looking for Polar Smith. Once again, Clark having to go back and sees it over the boundary line. 18 and a half played now. The Giants very good defensively in this final term. They've given nothing away. Polar Smith in the ruck. Just lost his footing there was Brain. And once again forcing another stoppage. Lee Matthews' shot clock would be melting down in this game. Only the one goal scored for the term. Let's hope we don't see that in football. Another stoppage. Pile into the ruck now for the Giants, coming through Maples, trying to find a way through. Couldn't do so, and it's just stoppage after stoppage after stoppage, playing right into the hands of the Manly Warringah Giants. And lead by 9 points. If they can just get one clear. McCaffrey saying if the students can get one clear, get a goal on the board, back in the middle, open it up a little bit. Much easier to score from a centre bounce than this stoppage play that we're seeing at the moment. Eating up energy, eating up time. Over the boundary line. In fact, there's going to be a free kick to Sydney Uni. Maybe this is the opportunity they need. It goes short through the middle. Underwood. Players out in the space. They've got to be on the money with the kick, and it wasn't. Sanderson read it best. Goes back. This'll hurt. Kick over the top. Fowler off the deck. Gets the goal. The Giants now lead by 15. They just needed one opportunity, Manly Warringah, and they took it. Really was ambitious, to say the least, from Underwood. And Sanderson just beautifully read it, took the mark, played on. He was trying to chip it up, I reckon, for Fowler. And Fowler just gets it off the deck and gets the goal that might just break the back of the students. Back in the middle. Here's the opportunity I was saying. If they can get it in the middle, might just open up. But downfield free kick. They play on. Kick comes in from Roberts. Goes to the back of the pack. Ugly looking kick off the left boot. Tipping it's not his preferred foot. And the Giants have got numbers though. And it goes out of bounds. Last opportunity, you'd think, for the students now. We're in the time on. They trail by 15 points. Manly just getting the job done. Maples tries to work his way through traffic. Can't do so. It's been a spirited effort by the students, but it looks like they're not going to come away with the points. Elkington goes back. Gives it to Frawley. Bouncing ball inside 50. They've got the numbers. Hand off to Crockmall. Has to get it clear quickly. Well read there by Carter. Got his hand in amongst it. Goes again. Applies the tackle. Good work by the Giants here. The defensive pressure has been fantastic. And they'll come away with a free kick. It's a little bit on here as Livery gives Fife something to go on with. Umpires say all's fair. Ball goes up. The defence has stood tall. That'll be a free kick. The jumper pulled out. The old sail. Good indicator to the umpire. The players being held. And 22, nearly 23 minutes played final term. They'll find it difficult now, the students. A little bit of space opens up here now. They just need to maintain the rage. The Giants. Vella goes long. They've got an opportunity here, and beautifully taken by Robertson. That's the sort of thing you need from your skipper late in the game. Out to Benbow. And they'll just eat up time. Short to Burke. Burke looking for Polar Smith on the lead. Forced to knock it over the line is Clark for the students. 23.5 now. They haven't been able to add to their score. The Giants have put 2 goals 2 on the board. 2 goals 3. And they lead by that margin. Exciting affair. Just wasn't the thriller we were expecting in the final term, which has been hard stoppage football. The students go forward again, but once again, read best by Robertson. Just the general back there for Manly. Monk spins it around on the left. A good-looking kick, gives every opportunity to Fowler. It just falls in his arms, spins out of the tackle, kicks the goal. Game over, Giants win. It was well done by Jake Monk. Got amongst his contact, kept his feet, and had a look up. Knew that Fowler was in the area. Did well, just tapped it to himself. You see it in slow motion like that, you can just see that every part of that play from Braden Fowler was intentional. And gets the goal. And the final nail in the coffin for the students here this afternoon. Fowler kicks his 4th. Rockmole in the ruck. He's been gallant in there for Sydney University. It's just been better effort from the entire team, the Giants. They just find a way to win. Maples tackled in there doing the tackling. Roberts for the students. Maybe some skin off elbows, knees, all sorts of things after today's affair. It's been tough. And this ground lets you know you've played a game of Australian rules football, that's for sure. We go forward, the students. Can they get something on the board in this final term? They just had no opportunities. Now they get one off the boot of Frawley, and he misses. "26 minutes played, and the margin 20 points. It's just been a grind by the Giants. They've worked out a way to maximise their opportunities. And stepped over the mark, but it won't matter as the siren sounds here at Sydney University Oval number 1, and it's full time in this match. And the Giants come away 20-point winners over Sydney University. It was all locked up there at 3/4 time, and Manly Warringah were able to put 3 goals 3 on the board. Sydney University only managed that one behind in the final term. So the Giants come away with the win. They were made to earn it. The Sydney University boys really put it up to them, especially in that 3rd term. But as we've seen over a number of years in the Premier Division competition, the Giants just find a way to win. And they've done it again here this afternoon. 8-7-55 Sydney University. Manly Warringah 11-9-75. Goal kickers, well, Fowler led all charges with 4 for Manly Warringah, and helped out by Polar Smith with a couple, and singles to Monk, Brain, McCaffrey and Dickerson. On the other side of the ledger, Frawley and Campbell were the only multiple goal scorers for Sydney University. Singles, Crockmale, Nick Roberts and Elkington got one early in the game as well. So as we wrap things up here at Sydney University Oval number 1, the margin 20 points in favour of Manly Warringah. We take a quick look at next week's games as we get closer and closer to the finals here. East Coast Eagles, well, they take on Sydney University, so it doesn't get any easier for Sydney Uni out there at Cambridge Oval. St George. They meet North Shore at Olds Park. Pennant Hills take on the Bats at Mike Kenny Oval. University of New South Wales Eastern Suburbs, they take on the Western Suburbs there at Village Green. Manly Warringah, well, they'll have a chance to recoup. They got the bye next week, and that'll be good for a couple of the bodies just to patch up a few things and refresh for the charge at the finals. So full time here at Sydney University. It was a fantastic final quarter to the Manly Warringah Giants. They led, they were all tied up at 3/4 time, but the final quarter sees them run out 20-point winners over Sydney University. We'll finish things up here at Oval number 1. Thanks for joining us, and make sure you keep an eye out. We'll bring you all the action from the finals from the Sydney AFL competition, thanks to BLK. But right now, we'll wrap it up. It was Manly Warringah by 20 points.